MindShifter Audio Blog, a place for your mind to grow.
Religion is both the problem and the answer. Religion can save you, and religion can destroy you. Same structure, different use. The difference is understanding. The difference is discernment. The difference is whether you are using religion as a tool for growth or a weapon against yourself and others. Religion without discernment does not just fail to help, it actively harms. It becomes an excuse, a hiding place, a way to avoid real work, while pretending you're doing something spiritual. And worse, it becomes an abuse tool. When people do not understand their faith, it becomes one of the easiest systems to weaponize. Submit to authority. Forgive and move on. This is spiritual warfare. These phrases, taken without context, have been used to keep people trapped, silent, and suffering. The person with anxiety is told it is a spirit of fear. Just pray harder. The abuse victim is told to pray for their husband and forgive. The person battling mental illness is told it is a demonic attack. Just rebuke it. While there may be some truth to each of these, they are not the full story. Real issues get buried under spiritual language. Trauma does not get addressed. Chemical imbalances do not get treated. Abuse continues because the victim was told leaving means lack of faith. Prayer becomes a replacement for action. Faith becomes an excuse to avoid the hard work of healing. And people suffer, believing that if they just prayed harder, they would be fixed. This is not faith. This is using God to avoid reality. And it is killing people. But here's where it gets complicated. Because religion is also the answer for many people. Religion offers community when isolation would destroy you. It offers hope when despair feels permanent. It offers a moral framework when everything feels chaotic. It offers genuine spiritual growth when approached with understanding and intent. The same structure that can trap someone can also free them. The same faith that can be used as a weapon can also be a source of strength. The paradox is real. Religion itself is neutral. It is the understanding and use that determines whether it becomes your answer or your problem. Religiousness, rigid adherence without discernment, judgmental application without compassion, that is the problem. But religion, approached with wisdom, humility, and a willingness to do the actual work, that can be part of the solution. The religious side often dismisses therapy and professional help as lack of faith. They treat spiritual warfare as the whole explanation, when it is only a piece of the pie. The secular side often dismisses spiritual roots entirely. They treat therapy as the whole solution, when sometimes the issue has spiritual components that therapy alone cannot address. Both are incomplete. Spiritual roots and causes are real. Spirit affects the body. Unresolved guilt, unforgiveness, unprocessed trauma manifest physically. They show up in your chemistry, your nervous system, your mental health. But acknowledging spiritual issues are real does not mean you skip doctors and therapy. It means you address both prayer and professional help, faith and medication, spiritual work and trauma processing. Spiritual warfare is real, but so is brain chemistry. So is PTSD. So is the need for boundaries. So is the reality that some situations require you to leave, not just pray harder. God did not say, hey, hand in your brain when you pray. Religion works when it empowers you to do the hard work, not when it replaces it. It works when your faith community supports you getting therapy, When prayer becomes the foundation for action, not the excuse to avoid it. When forgiveness includes safety and boundaries, not a demand for obedience that keeps you in danger. It works when spiritual warfare is recognized as real, but not used as a blanket explanation for every struggle. It works when your faith gives you the strength to leave an abusive situation, set a boundary, or pursue a treatment, instead of convincing you that suffering in silence is somehow more spiritual. Faith that empowers looks different than faith that paralyzes. Religion is not the problem, and religion is not the answer. Religion is a tool, and like any tool, it can build or it can destroy, depending on how you use it. The question is whether your faith is helping you grow or keeping you trapped, whether it is empowering you to do the real work or giving you an excuse to avoid it. If your religion tells you to pray but never act, it is incomplete. If it tells you to forgive but never to protect yourself, it is dangerous. If it dismisses real pain as lack of faith, it is harmful. But if your religion gives you community while you heal, hope while you do the work, and a framework that includes both spiritual growth and practical action, then it could be part of your answer. The difference is understanding. The difference is discernment. The difference is recognizing that prayer without action is empty, and action without addressing spiritual roots is incomplete. You do not have to choose between faith and therapy, between prayer and boundaries, between spirituality and science. The truth is, you need both. And anyone who tells you otherwise does not understand how healing actually works. Which one it becomes depends on whether you are using it to grow or to hide. Now ask yourself, is your faith empowering your healing or replacing it?